Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And here I have finally eaten Jeb with my cargo bay. Jeb is inside of his crew capsule rescued from Duna. A small lander was dispatched that I contained in here, grabbed onto Jeb with an advanced grabber arm, flew him up, dropped him into orbit. At which point this and detached and deorbited itself, crashing. So no space to junk. And then I ate him and I flew back. As you can see, our 5 nuclear engines are nearly out of fuel, so that's not good. But hey, let's engage our CS. Just break. Hey, no, break. So we're getting re-entry effects, and that's not good. So yeah, let's try to angler out. Oh, that's really not good. And since I have him inside of me, I've been unable to untarget him, which makes me angry. Because I got that stupid thing there, and then I got... Let me untarget. I don't know how to untarget. Okay, just pitch up. At this point. Break. The main issue I have with this is now the only way to tell my speed is with Kerbal Engineer, which is typically a real pain. And I'm slowing down on all fronts, which is pretty good. Now, that wouldn't be great if I wasn't over a massive ocean. So let's hope that works out. Hello? Okay, whatever. So as long as I can make it to the very edge of the land, I'm happy. We undershot the KSC by a lot, because I didn't really care. So I never actually, So it appears our aero brakes are currently maybe a little ineffective, as they are currently overheating. I'll close those in a second. One of them's just let them cool off, and then I'll redeploy them to heat them up again. Oh, here's where Kerbal Engineer is actually useful. We can see that the hottest... Okay, so we know that the control surface is the critical part. The coolest part is the other control surface, because reasons. And the hottest part is our engines, actually. That actually kind of confuses me. Okay, we're gonna fire our engines and close the aero brakes in the hopes we can get a bit of extra range. Okay, actually just shut these off. Yes, in the Soviet Russia, our space shuttles were just as great. Remember that demonstration? The engine did not explode. Promise, did not explode at all. We also need to vent this fuel, because our advanced simulations told us we must vent fuel. It was definitely not from experience. And yes, definitely not from experience. That was not mentioned in the previous video. Yes. Now, if we can burn through all of this fuel... Oh, why are we accelerating? Perhaps you can level that off a bit. Boy. And then we must re-level the ship. And as we approach land, and we continue to gain altitude, we're going to angle below the horizon finally. In the hopes we may actually begin losing speed, or losing altitude. No, in Soviet Russia, aeroplane fly you. You see, I am currently button mashing all of the controls, and yet I have hardly any control, and it is just fishtailing up and down and up and down. So like I said, it is the plane that flies you. But the sooner all of this fuel is gone, I want less than 500. Preferably 400, but 500 will do. No, we stop at 420. Soviet Russia stops for nobody, even overheating. Or perhaps we have Slavic. Yes, Slavic aircraft stop for nobody. I am also running the Oz, yes. Now, as you know, Superior rocket fuel for nuclear engines is not uranium. No, it is pure 99.9% alcohol level vodka. And as oxidizer and mild propellant, we use kvass. Unfortunately, our Jeb sausage rations are running a little bit low, and his vodka rations are also running low, so we would prefer that we land Jeb relatively soon. Now, I was unable to capture the capturing of the Jeb, as I believed I was filming, but it turns out I was not. And there is no way I'm doing that again, because as you can see, I burned through. I guess oh yes, I had to use all of the Kerbal's EVA packs to move Jeb around. Oh, that is not good. That is not good at all. So that will provide turning velocity, so we do not touch that anymore. Because as you all know, aero bricks, you do not need them. I am also have been burning far too long, I just realized. And we are down to a measly 200, why is it? Oh, the engines are still on. So we are down to measly 199 liters of fuel, or vodka. Now, the tradition of drinking rocket fuel was started by Jim and the rocket scientist building the V2, as it used 75% alcohol content. Pathetic. Russian vodka stronger than Nazi rocket fuel. So, that is why we won the war. So, as we begin to gain altitude because reasons, yes, why is that happening? Please just stop. Yes, it would appear our aero-braking maneuver was rather ineffective, and apparently burning the engines for that long caused a slight disturbance. Perhaps I should just attempt to gain altitude and drop in the next pass. No, I wish to go this pass. This has been... How long have we been in the atmosphere? Terminal velocity is rapidly dropping, which is good. Voila. It is also rising and dropping at the same time. This bothers me. Just remember, do not point at your prograde vector, no matter what you do, as that will allow you to gain speed. And we are currently moving up, so we shall angle down to avoid the prograde vector. Now that we are aimed down, there's nothing to do. Yes. So, how long until I crash into the ground? Situation. When shall I impact the ground? Why are we still gaining altitude? Is this not how physics work? I guess physics do not apply in Soviet Kerbal land. United under a strong state, the Kerbals have formed a professional space program and taken the initiative of launching rockets first. Hey, wait, that does not sound like the Soviets. Who is that? Yes, our enemies. Yes, we do not speak of them. A Sputnik rocket at least beat the pathetic, filthy capitalist. But there is no need to worry about that. Unfortunately, it would appear the capitalists are launching a rocket next video, which will, instead of filtering a perfection Slavic space shuttle, will feature a pathetic rocket chalet. The name because capitalists are lazy. You know why I know they are lazy? Because all you need to make a rocket work is for it to go up. Planes, you have to fly. I am unfortunately rather worried about our Delta V. But we do not need Delta V. If we just deploy the air brakes... Oh wait, there is only one I forgot. Well, if we deploy our steering aileron that causes us to do that... Yes, I am smashing the W key right now to pitch down, but it appears that the brakes are overriding me. But if I am to do this, perhaps it shall work. Now, this would be a great aero-braking maneuver. I would prefer to land in the desert. The desert is a far, far preferable landing zone. So we shall just angle like this and smash into the atmosphere with our rear first. Now, unfortunately, as you can tell, Jeb is drifting around in the compartment, meaning we should probably move Jeb around and let him board the Mark III crew, cargo bay, but I really do not care enough, and there is no docking port, so I am not exactly worried. It's not like he could get out even if he tried. Well, that's a little too bad for Jeb, but then again, who cares about Jeb? So I will just attempt to flip her around like this, and yes, for some reason the aero brakes do not have very much tolerance for how should I say this, heat, even though they would be exposed to extreme amounts of heat. You know that disturbs me actually. So let's just fire in the opposite direction of that we are flying. Unfortunately, as it is we contain our targeted vessel, I have been unable to target anything or untarget, and therefore I cannot point retrograde or see my retrograde. This angers me. However, if I burn the engines now, we will likely be fine. Okay, we will not be fine. We shall not be fine. Yes, let us just burn around. Unfortunately, whenever I tend to do that, bad stuff happen. So I just burn now. We only need the 125 meters per second to delta V to land this thing, so we should be fine. Now, our apoapsis is not in the atmosphere. This is a very big inconvenience for us. That is not good. But let us point our wonderful, glorious Soviet rocket at the puny atmosphere. We shall slam into it. Hard. You see, Soviet space shuttles have plenty of armor, perfect to fend off capitalist ammunition. Also atmosphere. It's usually very, very helpful when destroying atmosphere. You see, if you hit it hard enough, say Mach, we do not have Mach. Oh great, the impact time to the ground is 8 minutes and not very long, which means this video will likely last no more than 21 minutes. I hope. This is probably not the case though. As I get into you, I will likely overshoot this. Oh, and there's that puny atmosphere to slow me down, but it also provides lift. So, I guess you never know. Now, we have a very low amount of time to apoapsis. But I am hoping this is the preferable flight plan for us. Because if it's not, well, then that is very bad for us. Because as you see, there is no land for a very long time. Now, what is the time to atmosphere? Yes, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. This lets me have plenty of time to tell you about my superior Slavic craft. Yes. Why am I speaking in a Slavic accent? I really do not know. But let us see. Yes. As you can see, Jeb, he was stuck in orbit in his Mach 1 pathetic crew capsule, but I have rescued him. When I upgraded crew capsule. So, he has just been eaten by our spacecraft. Jeb is perfectly fine. So yes, before in this I contained my lander craft. I also thought I was filming there, but apparently not. But on the bright side, this video will be out rather soon because I do not have to edit. I also began to realize the fact that our Mark III cockpit is slightly overpowered with 20,000 with a 20,000K. No, 20K and rated antenna. And plenty of food, oxygen, water, and electric charge. No. As you can see, Jeb has no electricity, but plenty of everything else. Therefore, he will hopefully survive to fight another day for the glory of the Soviet Union. No. Caffeine. Caffeine very bad for you. Vodka. Vodka good. Which is why we have banned all capitalist sugar water. Or as you puny Americans like to call it, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has not been good since the late 1800s, early 1900s when there was cocaine in it. Yes, that was some good Coca-Cola, but now it is just sugar water. Yes. So, as you can see, my superior 2,100 liters of monopropellant. Yes, that works fine. Unfortunately, we are completely out of the liquid fuel, but I have plenty of the monopropellant. No, this is rather unfortunate. But since this is out, the center of gravity of the craft has moved forward, while the center of lift has stayed the same. This makes the craft very stable on re-entry. And the craft is powered by 5 nerve nuclear atomic engines. Now you may be wondering, how did I get the atomic engines to latch? Surely you would have only been able to latch the center one. True. But superior engineering has allowed us the access to microstruts, which I used radial mode to attach. Instead of mirror symmetry. Mirror symmetry, that is pathetic. We do not need mirror symmetry. Unfortunately, it would appear that our craft may have slight issue upon re-entry. Re-impact time is lowering rapidly. No, it is not. It should be lowering faster. Say, yes, physical time warp is superior. Because whenever I go to real time warp, Jeb levitates out of the cargo bay because the reasons he is not docked. There was no docking port. There was really nothing for me to do to rescue Jeb. So Jeb is just perpetually stuck. Now, currently, there is no parachute and no other way to produce oh, that is not good. Well, the time to... So that can't be right. Impact time is 3 minutes, but time to atmosphere is 19 minutes. Explain. It's not a physics book. Well, it would appear that we may be able to land right here. Time to atmosphere remains 19 minutes. This is highly disappointing to me. It is also not right, as far as I can, we are in the atmosphere. So why does it? Oh, that is the problem, I believe. Yes, let us lower to 1 speed. And here is also where our problems come in. Yes, as you can see, this thing does not glide. It also does not water land. So, unless something changes very soon, we crash. Which is why it is very important that very soon we can begin to produce lift and gain altitude. Because right now, things are not really looking so good, as the nearest land is very, very far away. And I doubt we will be able to slow down in time to land on that island. Meaning I have entirely given up on the island, and shall engage RCS to gain whatever advantage we can, no matter how slight, by slamming the H key to provide forward thrust. And also burn off excess monopropellant. Very, very slowly. Yes, an entire liter of monopropellant gone there. Now that is physics and economical. Now if I switch to target here and the target is inside of my cargo bay, it will cause us to flip out of control. Now if we need to aero brake towards the end of our rapid journey, that would be a good way to aerobrake. However, currently we are intending not to aerobrake, but to gain as much distance as we can. But at the rate that we are dropping, that seems very unlikely to happen. And we may have to do an emergency water landing, which would be very bad for the many crew members, as we have the Jeb and what was it? It was like way too many. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess 6 crew members. Meaning we have a total of 7 Kerbals on board. It would be very bad for the space program if it was to crash. And hopefully Jebediah does not die. Unfortunately, the craft is becoming difficult to control for unforeseen reasons. Perhaps it is the fact that the vertical stabilizer is nearly as big as the wingtips, but that is surely not it. Must be the puny atmosphere. Nothing could possibly be wrong with my superior Soviet engineering. Okay, that Russian accent is being very annoying. I'm very tired of it. I had no idea why I was using it anyways. But it appears that we may, just may, be able to glide in. As it would appear that the target is jumbling about inside of the cargo bay in the cockpit. Okay. But we are losing altitude a little fast for this thing to ever be able to land, so we're gonna have to stop that. Come on. You know you want to gain some altitude. Come on. Come on, just a little bit more. A little bit more altitude. Oh, that's not good. Yes, I am seeing burn mark. So as you can see, pieces of this shuttle love to overheat, but I have managed to keep back to it again. Yes, please stop. What is that? I see something in the distance. Is it a city? That's just a lake. Darn, I thought there was like an update or something, or I finally got the environmental visual enhancements to work. I do have this awesome re-entry particle effects mod, but other than that, nothing. So, yes, we must move quickly. Onward. And now I'm onto a British accent. Please stop. And their brave Luftwaffe pilot, piloting the controls of our brand new, superior German aircraft. Please stop. You know, maybe if I tell my brain I'm doing an American accent, I'll speak as I speak. It appears that we will make it. Unless something goes very wrong very fast, and of course this is Kerbal Space Program, so that would not surprise me. Come on. We're actually at an altitude where jet engines would work. You know you want to work. Come on. What really bothers me is the fact there's really no way for me to tell my speed. Because, you know, this darn... I can't untarget without docking. And there is no docking port on Jeb. Yes, Jeb's craft was very, very poorly engineered. Jeb was just supposed to go there, take a surface sample, and transmit it back. But then I realized the transmitter wouldn't work, but I didn't want to abort the launch. I'd gone too far for that. Okay. So burn all the oh, we have lost the majority of... We've lost every single monopropellant except these. The top ones. Yeah. Okay, so disengage the RCS. Actually, I don't think we're gonna make it. We're so close too. These massive wings should let it glide for like miles. I guess with wings this big, we cannot carry our 40-kilogram payload to sufficiently high altitude. I have discovered another issue. That is, I am currently unable to pull out of this dive. So, yes, we did not want to hit the water going that speed. I guess the German accent makes slightly more sense as I am descended from Germans, but still. Yes. Must be what makes me a great rocket scientist. Oh, now I'm demonetized. Well, I don't care. I'm not monetized in the first place. Ha ha ha, I'm poor. Speaking of which, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can get monetized and I can buy brand new games which you can request in surveys I'll put up. That sounds fun, doesn't it, guys? Yay! Yes, does sound very fun. Great. Did I respond to my own question? Oh, I feel like an idiot now. Okay. So we're going to deploy our aero brakes, also known as the nose, which, as you can see, it slows us down significantly. And then we gotta close it really fast before Jeb rolls out. Wait, Jebediah, there's parachutes in there. But it's too late now. I could have repacked the parachutes by EVAing Jeb. I think we'll land just fine. If I deploy the gear towards the end, and I land with the rear first, we'll probably be just fine. And that's the issue. I guess water you can land a little bit harder and maybe live. Surely it can't be that bad. Not liking this. Not liking this. Not liking that at all. Pull up. The authority limit is on 150, right? Oh no, 150. You know you want to pull up? No. Okay, it appears that after increasing the authority limiter, I may be able to land this thing. Come on. We're coming in hot. Moving a little too fast for my taste. Come on. We're alive. And everything survived. Jebediah has been rescued. Say, how far away were we from land? Can I see land from where I landed? Oh, I can. See, I told you. And despite there being no physics because the craft has now landed, the lag has come to visit. Disengage RCS and SAS. I don't need either of those. I'm just landed in the water. There. My glorious craft has landed perfectly. I'll just roll up the gear. And I guess I was wrong by about 7 minutes. So, 30-minute video. Not that bad. If I upload a 30-minute video daily, that should give you guys plenty of content. Wait, shouldn't I recover Jeb first? Or will it glitch? Yeah, I think it'll glitch if I don't recover Jeb first. It appears that the shuttle, the one that was so poorly designed, has actually succeeded in rescuing Jeb. Now, the way I got it into orbit, I strapped 2 orange tanks to the front and 2 orange tanks stacked on top of each other on both to the back, and I used struts on the back one so it wouldn't interfere with the fin. I put it up in front of the fin, and the fin got a nice baking, but I burned at I think it was a third, or 2/3 or 1/3, I don't remember, speed, until, voila, I was in orbit. From there I used a majority of the nuclear engine's fuel to grab Jeb. At that point, that's where I realized I was not filming. Oh, well, no, I used the majority of that to get to Duna. Dropped the probe, grabbed Jeb, brought Jeb back, deorbited the probe, then grabbed Jeb out of Duna orbit, flew back to Kerbal, realized that the physics time warp made Jeb confused and float out of the bay. Go to physics time warp, fly back to Jeb using another 200 meters of delta V and a good 100 liters of whatchamacallit. We'll give yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, mono propellant to grab Jeb from Kerbal orbit, and then that's where I realized I was not filming and started filming. Yay! So yes, and I decided I will set a channel goal at 100 subscribers. I will pick a game of you guys' choice, anywhere below $50, preferably $20 or something, I don't know, and I will play it. And perhaps maybe do a face reveal. I'm not sure, but who knows? You guys decide. I'll put up a survey once there is 100 subscribers. Now from there, well, sky's the limit. We'll see what happens. Now we are at 21 subscribers at the time of this posting. If everything continues to move at its current rate, by 2035 we should have 100 subscribers. Okay, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it'll probably be a while, but we can make it, that's for sure. A lot of other people have done it. We can do it too. So, everybody's back. We have recovery. Yeah, okay. But, well, so I leave you with the rescue of Jebediah Kerman. And I'll see you guys next time.